Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive Tiff here. Thanks so much for being here, and let's go ahead and get started. This is for the Libra Collective, Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement, all placements of Libra. We are going to talk about this full moon, which happens to be in the sign of Libra. So we'll use tarot tokens, angel numbers, angel cards, tarot cards, oracle cards, all kinds of cards. Let's go ahead and get started and see what we can expect from this full moon in our lovely sign. It's going to be April 1st to April 2nd, depending on where you are in the world. Libra, we have temperance here. Sagittarius energy coming through. So I did a meditation before this reading, and one thing, well, several things that came out. Not only is this, a fresh cycle, possibly some new resources coming in, which we'll see if the cards support all that. But full moons are about completion, right? So this is interesting to me because I feel like with the temperance energies, it's like, what are you closing out, and so that you can have this new fresh cycle? I don't always get that off temperance. I do get opposing energies from it, but I'm feeling very much like this is having to do with balance, partnerships, right? Because it is in our sign, and we are the sign that's all about balance, relationships, harmony, finding the peace within and bringing it out even into the world. We love our peace, right? But we're not going to necessarily sacrifice ourselves, and that's part of what this full moon is teaching us. It's about letting go, and there's a real fine balance as far as letting go, releasing yourself from burdens and things that are not yours, but it's so that we can kind of come together stronger, or so that the energy is more supportive. It's about mutual respect. That's what was coming in for the meditation for me. Okay. So this is called the pink moon or egg moon. I'm sure there are many other names, but I do feel it has to do with fresh cycles, having to do with your resources and your security. It's about, like, we don't want to overdo it. We want to remain calm in order to attract. It's clearing the air. I was getting like bright stars and fresh air coming in through the reading. I was getting this energy too about kind of opening up the heart chakra, and really avoiding power struggles. Oh my gosh, we have the Tower coming in. So some sort of unsettling energy. I mean, there's a lot of that going on in the world naturally right now. Some of you, this tower could be about. Now, I want to remind you too, by the way, there are like towers in the moon card in traditional tarot. And so let me actually pull that card out for you so you can have a look at it for yourself. I always encourage others to follow their own intuition, see what they get out of their own readings and their own cards. So let's see here. So I think for some of you, you're gonna have to let go, leave some situations, whether others like it or not, right? As far as you being able to then find a situation or a group or whatever it is you're in search of, really, that really it allows you to be more fully yourself. Okay, it allows you. See, here's the moon card. It's like that balance of what you're doing for the group versus how much it means you're sacrificing of yourself. That's just, again, that's what I feel. So I always tell it to you like I get it. And so sometimes, we have towers and things, and it's not pretty, but the Tower comes in when it's time for us to really face the music of something, right? To really maybe face our own fears and anxieties, pulling off that moon card here. And really, it's so that we can have that new path, which is featured in both the moon card and temperance. So there's already some connections, strong connections being made here. Look at the path here. Look at that. If they'd only, if they turn around, they'd see there is that path there to whatever, their bliss, their abundance, some sort of illumination. So some things could be being illuminated for you, Libra, at this time. I would not at all be surprised by that. By the way, we are in fiery Aries season. Okay, so there's some energy that's already around us. Not only have we've been talking about fiery Aries season, and we have a tower here, which is fiery. So there's some sort of maybe fiery closure leading to this new beginning, or again, this fresh new cycle leading to greater stability and security for you. I'll pull cards, don't worry. But it feels like there's this real element of that, like determination and not being afraid to kind of face something head on, because we also have the year of the fire horse now. We're in that lunar year. We're also in the start. It's like a 1 year, so it's 2026 is a 1 year, right? So that's another kind of taking initiation. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll get some oracle cards. What do we have, please, for the lovely Libra collective? I'm hearing for some of you, clairaudiently, about like books and kind of being in your element, and maybe you're reading even something. I'm actually getting about nature, so reading about nature maybe, and how things are, why things are the way they are. Even I was getting a lot of green energy too, so take that for what it's worth. Green energy, it makes me think of healing and hearts and healing hearts and all that. So we have oh my gosh, Libra, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Yeah, it's the end of a tough cycle and the start of a new cycle. That's why that tower comes in, so that we can have that new cycle. And the moon itself is a cycle, right? The full moon closing is the end of a cycle. And so I know from a lot of you in reading the comments and connecting in personal readings with you that you're ending like a really tough cycle. And I think sometimes we feel that real anxiety right before something changes. It's like we kind of almost anticipate, we know the change is coming in, but isn't it hard to wait, So it's like you feel it when it's so close yet so far, All right, and look, Libra, then there's new moon eclipse. So we're still in eclipse energy, by the way, even though we're in between eclipses. We're still well within that shadow kind of energy of the eclipse, and so we have expect a powerful change. Absolutely, this is sort of the flavor of the reading so far. This is lots of good things coming in. So we're going to use the Star Tarot. All the decks I use are down below. So let's see, Libra. All right, Libra, you have the sun. There it is. There's that opposing energy here with the yin yang, right? We have some sunflowers on the card. So something about transformation and even cycles, right? Cycles coming in here with the moth, or I think it's a moth, but it could be a butterfly, I guess. I think they kind of leave it so that you can kind of make what you will of it, but it has to do with transformation. In fact, there are butterflies, and I'm looking at that as a moth, but yeah, it's like that would be the darker side, the night, the moth, the lunar, and then the sun with all the butterflies and being the sun card itself. So there's your fresh start, your optimism, your new energy, okay? Looks like we're getting another tarot token. I did not mean to. And this is actually the Hanged Man here. So Hanged Man actually goes like this. And I was getting the initial T before the reading. I did see that in a very interesting place, Libra. I'll tell you where I saw it. I saw it in my yard. Just a T in my yard. Okay, and it was actually made of branches. And so now I'm seeing this Hanged Man. I'm like, well, I guess that was kind of meant to be. I wasn't intending on getting another token, but I found it in my hand. So, all right. You notice we have our crystal wolves there, their little moon lamp. I set it up nice for you, people. All right. So let's get into this some more. Got the moon, we have the sun. Interestingly enough, I had pulled the moon card, we have the sun card that came out on its own, and then we have eclipse. So this is really lining up for us, Libra. What do we have, please? Getting sort of like harmonics coming in, and just maybe some of you are doing some sort of work with harmonics or vibration in general, for healing or sound healing, things of that nature. We have the Six of Cups. Okay, I am also getting the name Bradley, right? So Bradley, Six of Cups. And so this can have to do with nostalgia. It can have to do with kind of um, healing something from the past when I have it with the Sun card, all right? So healing from the past with the Sun card. A new, again, it's that new, there's spontaneity coming in, it feels like, but it also feels like it's like a spontaneous healing. Some of you could actually decide you're signing up for something, or you just realize that a condition you even had is like clearing up on its own. Feeling that for some of you, that's awesome. I also was seeing on the timer lots of ones. The 111 has captured my attention. Then I saw 1011, which is again 111. Then I saw 1111. So there's just so many ones. And again, I already had talked about ones at the beginning of your reading. And I am going to go ahead and just pull these cards here. And again, I feel like you're balancing your power within a group, even, or your own power to kind of, yeah, like just think of yourself versus where you fit with everything else and into some sort of dynamic, and really not allowing yourself to be utilized in ways that are not in your greatest, highest good. So basically, you're not allowing yourself to be exploited. I do feel that, okay? That came into the meditation beforehand as well. So just so you're aware, here are the 111 and 1111 cards. So a sign of spiritual awakening and a sign of manifestation. I think because of this awakening, ascension, whatever you want to call it, it does seem as though then you're much more effective at manifesting. So it is important to keep the thoughts manifesting, or sorry, keep the thoughts positive, because thoughts will manifest quickly at this time for you, Libra. What else? The Fool, my goodness. Look at that. There's something here about like setting boundaries, and using your words, like clearly stating your boundaries, or maybe you're writing out your mission statement for something. And I'm getting, yeah, sort of, some of you may be seeing orbs too. I am seeing that. Some of you could be seeing orbs in pictures, or just in general. You're noticing like light balls of light, blue lights, even white, blue. That's all coming in. Could be violet, silver too, but that's really letting me know that that your intuition is really, really strong, and they're showing me this new moon eclipse energy too. Yeah, so, and I'm hearing right now too, like, boy, have I got news for you, Libra. I've got news for you. So there's something here about you following your northern star, your northern compass. Maybe you're seeing northern lights even, but I am getting this sort of um, something is the way something's being framed with this new beginning is really important too. It's there's sort of this. It feels like you're getting access to even. Oh, I have a chill right now. The Akashic records. So some of you are absolutely tapping into that. I have an Akashic record deck, and I wasn't going to pull that, but I can. It's very handy, which is interesting to me that it happened to come out like this. So let me just. I have that for you. Um, there's also something about outreach or reach. Not sure why I'm getting that, but yeah, I mean, I never know why I'm getting things. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you feel called to do that. Some people are private like me, and you prefer not to share all your deets in the comments. I respect that, but I do appreciate you being here regardless. All right. And there are other ways to show support too, like likes. All right. Anyway, stand your ground. There it is. So standing your ground. I'm loving the colors off of this. It's kind of what I was seeing in my mind's eye: the blue, the silver, the white, the purple. It's like indigo. Maybe you're working even with violet flame. There's something you want to fight for, yet you're choosing to hide. So this is about creating boundaries and speaking up, Libra, for what you believe in. Absolutely stand your ground. This is what was coming in off the Fool card, and I don't normally get that off this card, but wow. And how interesting, I just realized I chose to use a deck that has so much blue in it. I mean, the backs, and it has the blue and white and silver, and then we have this, and this is the cover of it. And it's just kind of like, there's just a lot of that energy around Libras right now, which is awesome. It tells me that a lot of you are releasing yourself from any sort of like societal programming or traumas and things from the past and things like that. So it tells me you've done a lot of work. And I feel like that's, I didn't talk much about the Hangman. It wasn't supposed to be talked about yet. I did not feel it. Now I'm feeling this is exactly it. A lot of you are getting that higher perspective. And what's interesting is that it comes not from like digging deeper into something. It actually comes from sort of like surrendering and accepting certain aspects of things, and even of yourself, and maybe even situations around you, to let go so that you can make room for that that new perspective. I don't know how else to put, like that new wisdom that wants to really shine upon you. It doesn't mean that you're being passive. I'm not a fan of passivity. I'm a fan of, like, yes, I will, go about things in a peaceful way, but at the same time, and I will, I'm obviously quite spiritual. And maybe some of you can relate to this. Like, I'm spiritual, but at the same time, I'm also taking action. I'm realizing that I myself am a co-creator. I am also divine. Like, and that's how I feel about each person. Like, we're all able to really, um, use our own resources in general, like our own within, our strength within, and all of our experiences and our willpower and our desires in order to create. So really using our talents and our skills. Yeah. So another message that was coming in before this, and I hope I say it the way I want to say it, is that, like, well, a lot of you have you yourselves have a message to get out there, and I think a lot of you are realizing, and we talk about this on the channel, that spiritual wisdom does not come from outside of you. All right. The way I look at these readings is like, you come here already having tapped and tuned into your own intuition. You then, it's kind of like we basically have a conversation, and then you decide, you walk away hopefully empowered and getting either confirmation or saying, no, that didn't really align. And either way, that's fine. But I always encourage people to, like, look within. There's no such thing as, in my opinion anyway, of some, of like, uh, someone being more spiritually, like, better than anybody else. Okay. I don't feel like, there are necessarily people who've achieved such certain levels that we can never possibly achieve and attain. I think that it's all an individual journey, and that, like, any spiritual leader who's basically telling you that you could never be doing what they're doing is full of beans, and that's not the good kind of beans that you want. So, like, that's just how I feel. I feel like it's, it's all about you, again, standing your ground, and having boundaries, but maybe you're also kind of just, you're being open. And but I just feel like we need to realize that the power is already in us, and we just have to figure out how to work with what's going on around us and our own experiences and things. And that, there is no magic, like someone can't, like, wave a magic wand and tell you exactly, like, and just suddenly you're suddenly, ascended or something. It's like, that is a journey that we take individually, and no one person's journey is better than yours. Okay, Libra? What else to say? Grounding here. Okay. Grounding. You're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head. It's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside, plant your feet on the ground, and enjoy the centering feeling that it brings. And then on the bottom of the deck, you have deception. All right, so there's deception here. And it says you're not seeing the entire picture of a person or a situation. It could be purposely withheld from you. Or you may be choosing to look the other way or betray yourself in some way. It's time to gain clarity. Again, like that wisdom is not outside of us. Okay, you have that angel of, is the angel of higher self on this one? It may be. It's that or Gabriel, but anyway, you have this angel of like your own higher knowing. You see how their third eye has like it's activated there, but you also have that on the Hanged Man, and that's why I'm trying to stress this, that like you and I was getting Hermit card energy before this reading, letting you know that you yourself, we don't want to be deceived, and we don't want to be deceiving ourselves. We ourselves have the capacity to live a more spiritually aligned life, and to reach new levels of, if you want to call it, ascension. I mean, what is ascension really, right? um, Awakening, things like that. There's no like magic course that you need to take for that. It's just you dedicating yourself, and there are a lot of ways to kind of tap in and tune into your own abilities. Lots of people recommend things like grounding, connecting with nature. I was getting harmonics earlier, like maybe you are doing some sort of sound healing, or also things like Reiki and stuff. You know Things like that really can help you as you reach new levels of your own spirituality. Okay, let's see what else. So considering all the options, you know, all right, what do we have, Libra? We have the Emperor. There you are in your strength and power. That's Aries energy coming in. Okay, so this is all that fieriness. Okay, this is someone who has an authority. They are the authority, right? And look at what we have here. We have Eclipse energy at the top of this card. Emperor cards don't normally have that. You also have the black and the white mare or horses, and so we have just again like sort of these opposing views. Like, is authority and control like outside of you? Is it within you? Doesn't it need to be kind of a balance if we want to live in society? What are you, how do you feel about that? And that's what really matters, is how you feel about it. Not giving away your power and your control. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is we don't want to be giving it away. And I feel like a lot of people want answers right now because of the turmoil and things that are going on in the world. And it feels like there's just what I'm trying to say is, don't get taken advantage of by people promising things to you that they cannot deliver. Or don't make sure you're not, you yourself, getting like exploited for what you can offer in a spiritual way or in some other way. Okay, there's this big energy of that coming in. I don't want Libra getting all depleted and feeling like defeated, when really this is such a powerful time where you can really be amping things up for yourself. All right, so we're not giving to things that aren't giving back, right? You have the Seven of Cups here. Yeah, a lot of options that you can take or make. A lot of, some things are not real. They're just not. Some things are deceptive. Okay, and that you have that card of deception here. Yeah. Anything else? Let's see. Someone who's trying to help you, like it's the way I look at it is, a good teacher or a good leader, you're not going to need them forever. That's how you know they were effective. Okay, so there is just kind of this energy coming in about that, about not being like kind of misled as far as what someone can do, or what this particular like workshop or course or retreat or whatever it is can do for you. It's one thing to kind of take something or do something and then not have to continue to keep going back and going back and going back, right? There's just something here about that. Like, it shouldn't be these unattainable levels. I don't know what, Libra. There's just some sort of deception around it. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm feeling, and it can be tied to spirituality. We have the Moon card here coming in for this full moon reading, and it can be hard to know which path to take. Who to trust. Right? There's a lot of deception around us right now, and it can have to do from people who are in power, in control, who have some sort of authority. What else do we have, Libra? This is not the direction I expected this reading to take, but it's kind of like I have to deliver it. That's kind of my agreement here with my guides, I guess, really. But All right. Anyway, we have the Ten of Pentacles. I'm getting really like so philosophical here. Ten of Pentacles here, having to do with your own long-term stability. Oh my gosh, Libra. Look at, there's the Temperance angel. Temperance. Yeah, Temperance. And there it is. And that's like, again, it feels like it has to do with you standing your ground against, and like finding a balance, not going to extremes when it comes to certain things. There's something here about, well, first of all, Ten of Pentacles, remember I talked about your resources. There's a new cycle coming in with regard to your resources. I do feel that it feels like it's going to involve some sort of change. There's also something here where let's not get involved in power struggles if we can help it. Again, I'm not saying, oh, be passive and just let someone walk over you. I'm literally saying the opposite. Okay. It just means we don't want to be wasting time and depleting ourselves in things that don't matter, meaningless arguments with people that just are never going to change or that sort of thing. Because the temperance has to do with, um, like exchanging energies, right? They've got the 1 foot in the water on land, 1 foot in the water. Okay. So it's like working with the divine, and it's like you're part divine and part human, right? It's like you're what's the expression, a spiritual being having in a human experience, something along those lines. So this is about, maybe you're feeling like you've been kind of thrown off track recently or something, or there's just a lot of lingering chaos around you, and this is a time to really uh, center, ground, focus, right? And be conservative, possibly in some ways. We don't want to overindulge, right? In frivolous spending and things like that. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of strength with temperance. Okay. Some people look at it and they're like, oh, that means I have to be patient. Well, sometimes, yes, but it more has to do with your own um, enlightenment and divine connection. And you'll notice even too, like all 4 elements are usually represented in this card. And look, there we have the sun and the moon there too. So that could be like fire and water, plus there's water on the card here. There's earth. There's also air, symbolized by the wings, and then like the rainbow in the sky and all that. The ethereal is coming into. So, all the elements are there. This is about possibly too, maybe you felt like you're kind of all over the place lately. And one way to get back to you is to kind of focus on, what is it that you're truly trying to connect with, or what is it that you're really trying to uh, bring into existence. It seems like a lot of us can get kind of thrown off or thrown around and have an imbalanced result of that, or resulting from that. So this is about having that sort of that alignment again. And possibly that's why I was also getting harmonics, because it has to do with like harmony, and you getting to this like vibration where you feel like, again, like you're good, you're steady, you're stable, you're tuned in, tapped into what's going to lead you to this 10 of Pentacles, and you're not allowing yourself to be deceived in any way, because you, Libra, are solid, you're grounded. And there's a lot of intuitive energy within your reading too, with temperance, because again, the divine connection, with the numbers that are coming in. I mean, there's a lot to this. So let's see. I'm curious, like, let's see. I want to know what we need to do in order to work with the energy. I always like to ask that. And like, what are we releasing? What do we need to release here? Let's see. What are we letting go of? I mean, manipulation and drama for sure, because that's coming through in your cards. Racing thoughts, Libra. Oh, what do you know, right? That's like so us. That is so us. On the temperance card, I'm pretty sure, I know this, I'm going back here, I'm supposed to be focusing on one thing at a time, as this card says. But on Temperance, that I think that's Archangel Michael, actually. But either way, I've heard it also. I've heard some people say that it's it's like Cassiel, or even yeah, the whole, like some sort of like the healer within. I've heard so many different interpretations, but yeah, it can also be you, Libra, because again, remember the message about it's not outside of you. None of that. No, the answers are not out there. That's what I'm getting a lot, so strongly. All right. Okay, let's see what else we get though. So racing thoughts. So this is focusing on what you can do now rather than the what ifs. So what can you do now rather than the what ifs? What else do we have? Inner critic. So there's something here about challenging negativity can also connect with those racing thoughts, right? So replacing negative self-talk with positive affirmations. What else do we have? Not comparing. So honor your uniqueness. So we're going to be letting go of comparisons to others. This is about comparison diminishing your sense of self-worth. Honor your uniqueness. And bottom of this deck here, you have the consider the options. So this is about narrowing your focus, right? Temperance, Hanged Man even could be. Narrowing your focus, because we had that Seven of Cups come in. That's too many options. So some of you may be feeling that, so you might have missed some sort of bigger opportunity. Now is the time when we're going to open up and we're going to let the universe send us the highest possible result. Setting that intention, highest possible result. What is in my greatest, highest good, right? Asking for that to be delivered. All right, what else do we have? Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Making some sort of decision here. Could be tricky, could feel tricky. I want you to, I keep going back to Temperance here, the token and the card. And I want you to remember there's the path in the background. Usually there's the one, but it leads to enlightenment. Look at that. Leads to enlightenment. And remember, again, you are a spiritual co-creator. You're a spiritual being. You're an energy wrapped up in a human body, right? I call it my skin suit. I'm in a skin suit, flesh suit, whatever you want to call it. What do I call it? Do I call it my flesh suit? I think I've called it my flesh suit. Yeah. All right. What else do you have? Making the choice. And we have the Seven of Swords. Not being deceived by false information, particularly when it comes to someone telling you about your own spirituality. Make the time for the stillness to go within and find it for yourself. All right. What else? And you have the King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Big time, as far as like you connecting to what is really going to suit you, serve you, lead to that Ten of Pentacles. It can also have to do with just that abundance, that security. I did get the word security, and I was getting new resources coming in for you before this reading. Okay. So I really feel that's the focus, but we have to be grounded in reality, but at the same time, tapped in, tuned in. And that I feel can be really, the dilemma with some of us is because we need to, it's like finding a way to bring down into reality. It's very magician-like energy is what I feel like. How do we bring into this earthly realm what it is that we're hoping to achieve, but also have an abundant life as far as our spirituality, you know? So it's kind of like, can we have it all? And I like that the King of Pentacles was here. Remember, I was getting a lot of like greenery, and we're getting that off. I was getting the color green. I'm getting a lot of that, a lot of growth here. You've had a lot of growth, and some of you are going to continue to undergo a lot of growth and changes here. It's going to, and because of the spiritual growth, that's how we're getting the abundance. And again, it's not out there; it's in here, right? So this is about opportunities being and success being so close that it's like you can feel it happening, right? And that's just it. As I said that before, you can feel that, oh, it's coming in. I just know it. And the struggle can come when we're having to wait even a minute longer, right? Even a minute longer. So it can be difficult. And I feel like that's what's going on here and some of you maybe are wanting to just like get out of something that is not, it's just, you're not well when you're in it. It's not in alignment with you. And you sense it, you feel it. And some of you also, there's like maybe some sort of moral dilemma, or you feel like time's ticking, you're just feeling this pressure, all that pressure. We have to really, really harness our own power, control those racing thoughts, like get in the driver's seat of our own minds and challenge the negativity, both inside and outside, and really, yes, honoring and valuing your uniqueness. I know today's message is feeling maybe a little different. It's feeling a little more different for me delivering this, but there's something here about like, now is the moment when Libra, maybe because it's the full moon in our sign, and moons, very intuitive energy, but it's like you realizing that, oh my gosh, it's been within me all along. Like it's been here all along. The power to make these changes, it's already in there. It's with you. You are it. You're it. Okay, let's see. What do we have? What else do we have? Let's get some advice on manifestations. Be yourself, Libra. Don't care what other people think, right? Right. If I ate up all the criticism I get, I wouldn't be doing anything in life, right? So let's see what else. So take inspired action. There we are. And cool the emotions. Really stay within your power, okay? And clear your auric field. I am feeling that too. What else do you have, Libra? Clear your energetic field. So we have a full moon in Aquarius, be real. So these are all full moon energies. We have full moon in Aquarius, Aries, Virgo. That's what's written on the cards there. You have nothing but full moon cards here because you had that one too, the full moon in Capricorn. You have all these full moons. And what do you know? It's a full moon. And then we have first quarter moon in Taurus. So you're releasing control. Now, because that's the first quarter moon after all these full moons, that tells me this is like really pay attention to this one. Releasing the control. But again, you're not rolling over. I can't stress this enough. That's what part of what the Hanged Man has to do with is like it's kind of like getting the new perspectives. You're kind of maybe in limbo in some way, right? You're contemplating, you could be feeling stuck, but there is like peace when you kind of let go of the things that you cannot control, which would be other people, right? Things like that are outside of you. And maybe it feels again like you've been waiting forever on an opportunity and you've been stuck. But the Hanged Man's going to say, hey, is there a way that you can change your perspective on this? Because that alone, your perspective alone, could be creating more stagnancy. So it's something to think about, okay? It's just something to contemplate if you feel like it resonates for you, okay? So some of you actually, too, you need to get out of something before the universe comes in and leaves you no choice but to jump. That's the Tower, okay, my friends? That would be the Tower. Let's get Libra some other messages here. If you enjoy your reading, please do like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, all the stuff, hype, all the stuff. I appreciate you, Libra. Thank you. Wow. So much going on with a lot of you. We have Fairy Wishes here, card 41, Catalyst. This is manifesting action. I just said taking that action, right? Taking the inspired action, as this full moon of Virgo cards even says. So the keywords here are intention, dreams coming true. This is about asking the universe for what you want and then stepping aside, letting spirit and the fairies, whoever you believe in, bring your wish for you. But Libra, you're that catalyst too, right? You also, it's again, there's such an equal parts of like Libra and the divine, if you want to call it that. But like I said, the divine already lives within you. You know, what if I told you, hey, like I said, it's not out there. It's all you, Libra, all the time. It's always been you. You know? All right. Just something to think about, you know? It's been getting my attention lately, I'll tell you that. All right. Sometimes I'll say, oh, my guides, or I'm hearing, or they're telling me. And you know what? It's, you know, this as an audience member, it's all me. I'm the one talking. I don't go to a different land when I'm doing this. Like, it feels like I might, but I'm still me. I'm still Tiffany. Right. All right. And you know, my name, ironically, it actually means in Greek, it means manifestation of God or appearance of God. So I just feel like, you know, it's kind of funny we're having this conversation, right? So you yourself are a manifestation of the divine, God, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't really care what we call it. It's, you know, that's, everybody has their, you know, people have different beliefs. That's fine. But it's like you stepping into your real power, or a higher power, whatever you want to call it, your higher version of yourself, that ultimate, you know, where you want to be. So this is about clearly saying what you want in order to manifest it, playing with your imagination and believing anything is possible. It's about authentic expression. It's about fun. It's about play. Card 35. And you have yet another card of manifesting action. You're creating the change from within while connecting to your higher self, your higher authority, whatever you want to call it. I know this is an extremely like spiritual type talk today, and take it or leave it, right? It's not up to me. You decide what you want to do with it. I don't really have a preference. I'm just here delivering my message. Okay. All right. What do we have here? Oh my gosh. A spiritual alignment is needed at this time. Unblock and heal your chakras, or chakras. Some people will say chakras. Chakra. Okay, we've got karmas at play. We have people will come, people will go. Oh boy. And then we have finding your balance. Oh my gosh. So you can cash in and clear karma at this time. Choose your actions wisely. Karma just isn't just karma. It's based on our actions. That is a perfect example of what I'm trying to put out there right now. It's not, things aren't just, they just are. Oh, well, no, it's like we are a big part of that equation. We are right in the middle of it. So I think, you know, taking accountability, all that stuff is good. And people will come and people will go. Not everyone is meant to be in our lives forever. So just long enough to touch our lives, or maybe we touch theirs. And then we have finding your balance, Libra. So rebalancing your mind, body, and spirit. Wow. Never know what to expect in these readings, my friends. I never know. I come in and I think, oh, we're going to just, you know, have like a low key, and then it turns into like, you know, this like church or something, you know, like my goodness. So, all right, Libra, what do we have? Whoa, what else do we have? All right, we have unyielding belief with sheep. Keep the flame of your belief burning bright, for it will guide you to great success and fulfillment. Keeping the faith and keeping it real. Not putting your faith into things that just are false. We have duck here with simple joy. It's like a mallard duck. So embrace the little moments of joy in your life. It's not always the big and spectacular things that are going to bring happiness and fulfillment. What else? 4444 on the timer. Yay, 4444. Let's just get that card. Oh my gosh, look, Libra. It's right on the bottom. A sign of divine intervention. The universe has heard your request. Now you're going to be able to move forward. And you have wild horse. Look at that. Wild horse. Gentle release. We're in the year of the fiery wild horse. So let go of the need to struggle and force things. Trust the universe is supporting you fully. That's what I have for you, lovely Libras. Thanks so much. And happy full moon in the beautiful, wonderful, best sign of Libra.